Today we are going to start with adjective. An adjective is a word which qualifies a noun or pronoun or says something about a noun or a pronoun, right? So there are a few points you need to remember when you talk about adjective. The first point is that do not use an adjective in the comparative degree when no comparison is made or expressed. For an example, if I say Suzanne is more intelligent student in the class, or if I say Suzanne is a very intelligent student, that is incorrect. The correct sentence is that Suzanne is the most intelligent student in the class. So do not use adjective in comparative degree when no comparison is made with them. And the words are perfect, unique, full, idle, etc. And the other words maybe can be entire, complete, empty, universal, preferable, impossible, square, round, etc. For example, if I say he is more perfect than his brother, it's an incorrect sentence. It will be perfect because perfect expresses the quality of the utmost extent. So we can say he is perfect. Next is that the comparative degree, the comparative adjective. We'll talk about comparative adjective, and the few comparative adjectives are like superior, inferior, senior, junior, prior, posterior, preferable are always followed by to instead of than. For example, he is senior to me and it should not be he is senior than me. Next is that avoid double comparative. Avoid double comparative, that is, don't use more with comparative and most with superlative degree. For an example, it is rather more important. We should say it is rather important or it is more important. Other example, his brother is a more better singer than he. It's an incorrect sentence again, and the correct should be his brother is a better singer than he. Next is that for comparison, use the subjective form. Use subjective form. For comparison, you need to use subjective form. For example, he is taller than I and should not be he is taller than me because me is an object and I is a. Next is that when two person or two things are compared, it is important to see that the comparison is restricted only it is restricted to the only two that are compared. So, as I've said that when two person or two things are compared, it is important to see that the comparison is restricted to the only two that are compared. For example, the population of India is greater than the USA. It is incorrect. The population of the India is greater than the population of the USA. So you need to mention the name which has been compared. Next is when a comparison is introduced using a comparative followed by than, the thing compared must always be excluded from the class of the thing which it is compared by using other. For example, Calcutta is larger than any city in India. The incorrect thing in this is that Calcutta is larger than any other city in India. So any city also includes the city Calcutta, which does not convey the right meaning. So it should be that Calcutta is larger than any other city. Any other city is correct. That means when you say any other city, you are excluding Calcutta out. Then, when the comparison is made using a superlative degree, the thing compared should be included in the comparison. Don't use other or. For example, he is the wisest of all other students in his class. But it should be he is the wisest of all. Next is that an adjective in the superlative degree normally takes the and not a or am before it. For example, this is a worst example of incompetence I've ever come across. It should be it is the worst example of incompetence I've ever come across. Next is that when the two adjectives refer to the same noun and one of them is in superlative degree, the other adjective must also be in the superlative degree. The same is the case with the comparison. Same thing. That is, if you're taking superlative, both should be superlative. And if you're talking about comparative, both of them should be in comparative degree. For example, he is the best and honest minister in parliament. But it should be he is the best and the most honest. Best and the most honest. That means both are in the superlative degree.